Hey guys, and welcome. Oh my lord, this is a live, a live match reaction for Leicester versus West Ham. Had to, as you say, so guys, it is 11:30, so I'm not expecting anyone to be viewing this. I thought I'd give it a go just in case anybody does join and obviously want to get in the chat and obviously have a little bit of a chit chat about what's happened. But yeah, I just wanted to give my two penneth. Went into the match obviously hopeful that we'd be able to get something out of the game, just obviously because we played pretty well. In the training videos, at least we played pretty well. It looked like the players were at least getting on a bit. You can see from all the pictures that they were smiling. And do you know what? Honestly, watching the game live and we scored after 2 minutes. I did get Brentford vibes. Not gonna lie, I was a bit like, oh, okay, great, here we go. But yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal. Genuinely, it was absolutely phenomenal. It was the first performance that I can see, and I can hand on heart say that we deserved to win that game. Genuinely, I'm so happy that we won. So many players, so many players, guys, were literally putting performances in that I've never seen before to the levels. Hey, Rennie B, how are you? Hey, Daz, how are you? Do you know what? I'm absolutely fantastic. Yeah, just got back from the King Power Stadium after watching that game. It was absolutely phenomenal. I was just saying about the performances that we've obviously seen. And yeah, it was phenomenal. Buba Samare was amazing. Wilfred Ndidi back in his sixth position, defending that back four. I genuinely cannot say that one player that was on that pitch had a terrible performance or did not put effort in or give it their all, which is obviously very good. And yeah, I agree. I agree, Rennie. I really do agree. I feel that we absolutely. I am so proud of them. I really am. Considering what I find weird is that we've gone from the way that Steve Cooper has played and the way that we're now playing under a new manager. I know, obviously, we had that interim game, the one game at Brentford. It was absolutely crazy to think that we've done that. And I think it's the way that Ruud van Nistelrooy comes across, what he demands. It was evident that we were playing. If you guys remember the way that we were playing against Premier League teams when we had Brendan Rodgers, where it was the tiki-taka style of football, and it was always the triangles where they'd pass and they'd make runs forward. That football was phenomenal, genuinely, night and day difference. And Ruud van Nistelrooy has only just started. Chester Leicester, how are you, mate? Thanks for coming in to the chat. I actually can't believe we just did that. We put a real shift in and very clinical going forward. Absolutely, mate. Literally going on for that. Do you know what? It was, I was just saying to Rennie there, we put in a shift that I've never seen before. Buba Samare was on absolute fire. Bilal El Khanous for me, and I will get onto this because I've just seen Rennie going to put a question or a comment, sorry, I should say, on the chat there, and I will get straight into that because I can give you my man of the match because it's the one that won it in the first place. But yeah, we were so clinical going forward. Look at Patson Daka. Oh my God. That guy, do you know what? I love Patson Daka, and I really wanted him to kick on this season in the Premier League, be given a bit of game time. And look at him, mate, fighting for every second ball, real amounts of effort. So I was really pleased with the lads. Rennie, yeah, for me, without a shadow of a doubt, it is my boy, Bilal El Khanous. Bilal El Khanous, for me, guys, was the man of the match. Defensively, it was amazing. Being at the ground, I was so happy. He assisted, he scored, he tried to create 3 chances. Again, as I was saying, he was tracking back, and his defensive prowess was just absolutely amazing. So it was really nice to see him get a start. And look at the performance he puts forward. We'd have never got that under Steve Cooper. Chester Leicester. Also happy for Daka. Long injury and he's back with one of his best goals for us. Mate, it was phenomenal. A breakaway goal and like I say, smashes it in with his left foot. And it was just absolutely amazing to see Daka. And like you said, mate, I'm in full agreement with you. I like to see a little bit more from Daka. And, you know, I've said this for years. You can, well, not years, but you guys won't be able to see it. But me personally, I've always said it on Ant's channel, if and when I've been on there, that I feel that Patson Daka is a bloody good player. And there's a lot for him to do going forward. So I'm really, really, really proud of that. Jamie Vardy on the score sheet as usual. LCFC Grey Forever a Fox. Thank you for joining the stream. As I said, thanks for putting a comment down. Get involved in the chat, guys. More than happy to obviously talk about other points. Evening Daz, what an immense change. Daka can play. What a first touch for his goal. We defended as a unit. Indeed, he man of the match. We were brilliant. Bilal goal. Look at the players in all the right positions. Do you know what? I actually agree with a lot that you've put there, really. I think it was hard for anyone to say he's an outstanding man of the match contender for me. Bilal won man of the match for the game. And I thought he deserved man of the match probably because it was his first proper Premier League really good performance where he's obviously grew into it. And we're playing the way that Bilal is very used to. Bilal, when he played for Genk, liked to have his... he's good in tight spaces, can pass the ball around, and he's very, very, very good. So I think we've seen what we can expect from Bilal going forward, which is a very good number 10 who can create it. So it was really good. Wilfred Ndidi was fantastic. Wilfred Ndidi was playing in the position that he's supposed to play for me, which is a number 6. So it's just in front of the back line, and he played fantastic. And whoever plays alongside Wilfred Ndidi has the option to stay as a back. But if they go forward, they obviously track back, which is what Buba Samare did brilliantly for me. I think you could have had at least 2 or 3 players from our team, maybe even 4, going for that man of the match. James Justin, the whole back line, Connor Cody, James Justin, Vestergaard when he was on. Faz made one little mistake, but apart from that, was brilliant when he was in the game. Victor Christensen, for me, was another contender for man of the match because he just played out of his skin for me. And again, as I've just seen there, Madsen Manson yet again just proving everything was brilliant. Rennie, do you think Ruud plays similar to Enzo's tactics? It's funny you should say that actually, because Ruud van Nistelrooy and Enzo Maresca are very close friends off the pitch, and they were teammates at one point as well. So they do talk. I know they spoke to each other about him taking the job. And obviously Enzo's had a lot to say. The tactics are similar. And he said that in his press conference. Well, not his press conference. It was like the Welcome To video that Leicester put out. So you can go check that on their channel. He said that some of the philosophies that Enzo Maresca was utilising, he could use and seen in his plays when he was at PSV. And he was trying to get that in at Manchester United. But obviously he was only there for a short tenure. So, yes, I do think he plays similarly to Enzo, but he's more of an attacking player, but he plays in a mid-block, which means that he has 2 6s instead of being everybody really far back hugging the goalkeeper. If you were at the match and maybe you may be able to see it on the TV, there was like a bit of a gap between the back line and the goalkeeper, and then your 6s were just in front. So I think it's similar. It's not the same, but I'll be honest with you, that display tonight was electric. So I very much prefer Ruud van Nistelrooy's way of playing. Daka looked like a Vardy 2.0. It was amazing. It was amazing. He was going in for every challenge that was possible. He was going after loose balls. He was chasing the press. He was putting people under pressure. He was calm and composed. He took that ball down as well and was unlucky that the keeper had smothered him so he couldn't have the shot the first time. But then the breakaway goal he scored, and I think he really, really, really deserved his goal. And I'm so happy for Daka. LCFC Grey. Indeed, he born again. Absolutely. I will say this. I think every single player, even Bobby Decordova-Reid, I think he had a very subpar performance. And let me know in the comments if you agree with what I'm saying or disagree for that matter. I'm all about everybody's opinions. I think that it was everybody that came on made an impact and made their stake to say, no, you need to start me because I can do this, or this is what I'm amazing at. I must admit, Jordan Ayew coming on, I wasn't exactly very much impressed with what he did. But again, it was a very short period of time. We did have 9 minutes worth of 9 minutes worth of extra play time. So it was just one of those things. But I will say I was very impressed with everybody's performance. Chester, Leicester. Man of the match, absolutely. Mr. Reliable. I just hope we can keep hold of Mads in the January transfer window and moving forward, because he's very pivotal for us, quite frankly. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. But maybe in the summer, if he does, in January, if he does go, we'll bring in another keeper, and then we'll probably be able to strengthen the back line and obviously get players in that Ruud van Nistelrooy wants. Exactly. Yeah. I agree, Rennie. I actually really agree with that. I think everything that Ruud van Nistelrooy, and bearing in mind, guys, he only had like one game. Well, not even that, like one proper like training session, you'd say, because obviously when he came in after the Brentford game, it was just like very basic warm-ups. Yesterday would have been his first proper training session with formation and drills. I think they played it very well, and it was very effective. Very, very, very effective in my eyes. Every time we went forward. Exactly that. And I was saying this to my father-in-law when obviously we were watching the game. Every time we got the ball, and it was like, sometimes we did do a backwards pass because it wasn't on and it was a bit difficult. But I do feel that so many people were doing the little things correct. We defended as a unit and we attacked as a unit. So it wasn't like there was just one person on their own. Bilal was obviously spraying balls in. McAteer, when he was on, was spraying balls in or trying to spray balls in. Everybody did really well in trying to create. But yeah, I agree. Every time we went forward, we did definitely look like we were up to doing something. Enzo said to Ruud about the squad. Yeah, it was nice that Enzo Maresca's obviously, had good words to say to Ruud van Nistelrooy to help him get the job. He's also helped to sack Steve Cooper, I suppose you could say, as well, which is another blessing in disguise. So I think we have a lot to thank for Enzo, not just getting us up last season, but, the nice, kind words that he said about our club, which ultimately did lie to him a little bit and maybe misled him with the financial thing. Do you think Daka should start the next game or Vardy as a super sub? Because the games are coming thick and fast, I think that's something that Ruud van Nistelrooy and Vardy would need to sort out, you see, because it's not like just one of them scored. So I'd say if Daka had scored in that game and Vardy hadn't have scored in that game, maybe switch it around a bit. Vardy's happy just to make an impact as and when he needs to. But because they've both scored, I think it'll be, can Vards get his recovery in time? If he can, obviously, him and Ruud will have that amazing relationship. They were hugging on the touchline. It was absolutely brilliant to see that the whole team seem very much pro Ruud, and it's brilliant to see that because you'd never seen him hugging Steve Cooper. I would like to say that maybe Daka would start, maybe, and then give Vardy a bit of extra time so he's not got to play for that, because the whole point is Vardy shouldn't be playing 90 minutes for as many games, especially in such a short period of time. But again, if Vards can do it, Vards can do it. Yep, classic Vardy goal. 2 minutes and we scored. I think that was really good. Also seeing Vardy resemblance here. Exactly. I think training with Jamie Vardy and having him as part of the team can only do amazing things. And then you've got to remember, guys, Ruud van Nistelrooy was an absolute legend of the game any tenure of his career. But obviously when he was in the Premier League, he set the record that Vardy then broke. So having amazing strikers and people that have been there, done it, and everything else, passing on this knowledge and wisdom, I think has just done everybody amazing. So I'm really, really happy that we're seeing that. Rennie again, do you think Kiernan Dewsbury Hall might come back at the King Power? I mean, I'd love it to see KDH playing in this position, in this formation and setting and everything. It really does just depend on what Enzo Maresca thinks, because I know Enzo Maresca is not really starting him in the Premier League, but Enzo Maresca is very blessed in the fact that obviously he's got good quality players in in like defense, in the reserves, I should say. I can't get my bloody words out. It is like nearly midnight, but yeah. So I'd love it to happen. Whether it does or not, obviously, I'm unsure. I'd love it to happen, but it really does just depend on if Enzo Maresca's got enough squad depth. Because remember, Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall knows the way that Enzo plays to a T. So it's going to be hard. But I think he'd relish the chance to come back. And I'd love a bit of a loan option to buy. But you've got to remember, we obviously, I think if they put in there, if we stay up, then yeah, I think Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall would be a very good addition to the midfield because just for morale, we'd like to see. Rude will also set up as differently top sides. Exactly correct. And do you know what? I'm really, really glad that you've said that. During his press conference and stuff and his welcome videos, again, go to the website and go to the Leicester City website and obviously check all those out. That'd be amazing. But if you see, he said in his interview, when you play against the top six, you need to change your approach, your formation, this. So I feel that Ruud van Nistelrooy would just touch at the tip of the iceberg today, was just the tip of the iceberg. He will be very much involved with the players. You need to do this, you need to do that. We're playing this team, so how we're going to beat this team. What he's very good at PSV was identifying the better teams in the league, or just as good, like, you know, your Ajaxes, Feyenoords, all these other sides in that division. He was very good at pinpointing their strong points, how to counteract it, and then obviously mixing it in with their weaknesses. So obviously we could play our game, and I think we did that very well, quite frankly. So yeah, it was really, really, really good. I do agree our togetherness is back. I think that everybody was full of smiles in the training videos that I've seen. Everybody was celebrating like we'd won the lottery when we scored, which is really, 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 really good. I'm so happy that our togetherness is back, and I just hope it's just a roll-on effect. I know Brighton is at the weekend, and let's not kid ourselves. Let's not go over the top. Brighton are a really, really tough team. But I thought West Ham were a decent team, putting 2 past Newcastle. I am so optimistic going into games now because I feel that I can trust the manager to make the right decisions. It speaks for itself on the pitch. I feel like I'm at ease with the manager. Steve Cooper, I was just like, well, we all know what we were like. Let's not get onto that. Ruud was brilliant. Again, I was amazed with Ruud. His substitutions were really good. He clapped the fans. He celebrated with the players. He's given them instructions before they come on the pitch. Every substitution had an impact. So it feels like everybody knew their roles and responsibilities, which is something that is so key. You changing a player is nothing for me. You need to change the right positions with the right players, with the right instructions. And I feel Ruud van Nistelrooy hit the nail on the head. Whereas it felt like with Steve Cooper, he's doing this with a dartboard. And he may as well, we'll swap him for him and we'll change this and we'll do that. It wasn't good enough for me. Again, like I said, it's one of those things. I think if Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall is to come back, I think obviously every single Leicester fan will want Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall because we're missing in that song at the KP. But again, I think that'll be down to Enzo Maresca and Chelsea to see. Obviously, if they've got enough squad depth, and depends what loan fee and obviously what buyback, because obviously it depends how much money, and obviously if we stay up. If we stay up, I think we could obviously reinvest 25, 30 million back into Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall and spread that cost again. In January, which position would you like to see? Ooh, now that is such a good question. Rennie, I'll be honest. For me, watching that team, again, I don't want to criticize anybody because I think that we played very, very, very well as a team. For me, based on the squad and who's out, who's injured, this, that, and the other, I think we do need. Yeah, we definitely need to watch PSR. I think we need a right back that can maybe play left back as well because, well, actually, no, I don't think so. No. A right back, definitely. Ricky P's out, and we've only got really James Justin or Hamza Chowdhury. Hamza Chowdhury is a right back for me, has not got the speed that I would feel comfortable with. He's probably, for me, more a defensive midfielder or can play, as a centre-back with his lovely big afro. And obviously, we've got Abdul Fatawu that's out. So, again, I don't I don't think recruiting in the right wing is a bad idea. A striker might be an idea, but it's so hard because Patson Daka's obviously scored tonight. He looked absolutely amazing. I think it's consistency. So I'd say definitely the defence needs shoring up. So a centre-back, a right-back, maybe a striker and a right winger. But if we don't do the last two, I think the first two, so a centre-back and a right winger is paramount for us. Right back for me, sorry, I think is the most important role for us because obviously Ricky P's out. He's getting on a little bit. And James Justin can also play left back. And I think he actually prefers left back. So obviously that will give a bit of competition to Christensen. Luke Thomas, for me, I think has got a bit more to prove before I say that he's better. Appreciate that. Oh, mate, I know. Mahrez, again, I'd like Mahrez. I'll rate Mahrez, and I think it'd be a good little reunion to see out the season. But I don't know, obviously, how he's doing at the moment. I'd like to bring him back, but I think if we're wanting to stay up, we need to have somebody that's maybe long term. Because again, and I don't want to be Mr. Doom and Gloom after absolutely battering West Ham 3-1 and we were in the game for the full 90 minutes. That's the first time we've put a shift in and had a full 90-minute performance. Amazing. We haven't had that all season. This is the first game I can put my hand on my heart and say, we deserve to win that game. That's the first time I can genuinely say that. So I think if Mahrez was to come back, that'd be great, but I don't see him being on a lot of money because we can't afford it with the things obviously coming down potentially, or we're going to finish low in the Premier League. So we're not going to have the most budgets like we were if we were in Europe or so on and so forth. But yeah, I agree. It'd be amazing if we could have Mahrez. Identifying strengths in just about every aspect. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it was a display of everybody's strengths. I mean, Bouba Soumaré, like I say, Bouba Soumaré, Wilfred Ndidi. Wilfred Ndidi wasn't so far up the pitch that he was playing as a 10. Do you know what I'm saying? Enzo Maresca, I will give Enzo Maresca a little bit of criticism because I want to strangle his little pretty bold head because he's made Wilfred Ndidi like, and he did do well when he did it, but it was in the Championship. So obviously he played him a bit more advanced because he was a good player. Wilfred Ndidi's best position for me is a 6. That's it. He's in front of the back 4 and he's like, you ain't getting past me, pal, or I'll take the ball off you. And then you've obviously got someone that plays next to him, Soumaré, Oliver Skip, Dewsbury Hall, if we signed him back. That'd be lovely. Or Kante. I think that'd be amazing. You've got someone next to him that can obviously come back and support if needed on the transition when they've got the ball, but also can push forward and go with Bilal, can go with Buonanotte and obviously Vardy, and obviously link that sort of play together, which we've seen really well. It was nice to see the fullbacks getting involved with the attack as well, but I think having the 2 6s gives us a bit more compactfulness and defensive mindfulness. So yeah, really, really, really good. I agree. I think the mentality is massively, massively, massively changing, guys. Just after that one game, and I know we won and everything else, but do you know what? Even if we lost or we drew, genuinely, hand on heart, like, I would have been proud of the boys. I would have been a bit like, oh, it's a bit like upsetting if we'd have lost it and threw it at the last minute and everything else. But we did such a good performance for the entire game. We didn't look like we were being cornered and peppered and chance after chance. I mean, I'll admit, West Ham had some good chances. Like, let's have it right. Madsen Manson with an amazing save. Cleared off the line with James Justin and Connor Cody involved. I think it was absolutely a scrappy game, but we had chances at the other end as well. Football is played over the course until the whistle's played, and that's it. They had their good chances. They weren't clinical enough, and we won. I'm happy with that. And yeah, we did look much more composed. I think Patson Daka scoring is going to do absolute wonders for his confidence. I'm so happy for him. Bilal Al-Khanous, my man of the match. I love that kid. I did stand outside for a bit waiting for a signature, but I think he was too busy doing his man of the match interviews. So it is what it is. We also pressed much better. Absolutely. I agree. I think it was everything from the second balls to the pressing to being defensive and solid as a unit. I will say, and I repeat, this is the first time that I can genuinely say we played as a team. We defended as a team. We attacked as a team. It seems like everybody knew what roles and responsibilities they were doing, and that comes down to management. Players know how to play football. They look to the manager to manage the game, to look at the game and give instructions on how to change and do things. And we did so much better than we've ever done this season in one game. It is mental. It just goes to show that Steve Cooper being appointed was the wrong choice from the start, and getting rid of him was the best thing for this club, because I will put money on it. If we were to have played West Ham against West Ham today and we still had Steve Cooper in charge, we would not have won that game. Genuinely, we would not have won that game at all. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, that just goes to show the level of quality in the manager, getting the point across, getting the tactics across, drilling everybody, demanding things. Everything I said that would happen, I feel personally, when we appointed Ruud van Nistelrooy has come to fruition so far. We're not going to win every game. There will be times when we're frustrated, but what a first game. What a win. I thought he really deserved it. I do agree. We obviously might need to sell players, but I was saying to my father-in-law, how can you, I know obviously I was like, oh, Bouba Samare should have gone at the end of the season, this. How can you possibly now, anyone sit there after the performances from Bouba Samare, sit there and say that you would want to sell him? Like, for me, I think we should be sitting down with the kid, offering him another contract, quite frankly. How he played alongside Wilfred Ndidi in that midfield was magic. It was absolutely magic. His ball carrying, progression. I'll put my teeth back in. I thought it was brilliant. So us having that player, we need to tie him down for me. So maybe selling a couple of other players, fringe players who aren't really getting time. Maybe Luke Thomas, or other players. I do feel that we need to get rid of Edouard. I think we need to get rid of Edouard. And I do feel, to help out with Jamie Vardy's age and obviously with his recovery process that he goes through, I think maybe bringing an informed striker like Tom Cannon back wouldn't be a bad idea, as long as he was in Ruud van Nistelrooy's plans. And look at the impact he's had on Dakar. I think he'd do absolute wonders if we did bring back Tom Cannon. And I love Tom Cannon anyway. I think he's fantastic. Again, I have to say this. Fatawu is a massive, massive, massive miss for us. I genuinely feel if we had Abdul Fatawu available, it would just be like, I'll go on record and say this now, clip it if you want. I think if we had Abdul Fatawu available and Ricky P available, I don't think we will, but like, I'm just saying, if we did have them available, there wouldn't be a shadow of doubt in my mind that we would stay up this season. Not a shadow of a doubt. But obviously, because they're injured, it depends. Obviously, if Buonanotte can fill his boots and obviously play on the right, or if we bring another winger in, or Deco. I mean, Deco replayed really well today. We've obviously got Ayew that's a winger as well, who can play in a lot of positions. So yeah, Fatawu is a big miss for me. Mahrez is always going to be a legend. Him and Vardy were just monsters. Yeah, I agree actually on that. Yeah, Mahrez had a taste of the lavish life. But then again, he might come back just for one last hurrah. If he wants to leave where he's at, we might be able to pay a couple of million and bring him for like 6 months. And then obviously at the end of his tenure, we might be able to offer him a contract if he can still play. You never know. I would love Conte back. But again, I think it's the same thing with Mahrez. He's obviously getting on a bit. I would love to see his Mini Cooper in the... I would like to see his Mini Cooper in the car park again, because he was such a happy chap every time I've seen him. So, yeah, exactly correct. Yeah, like I was saying, I think for me, Wilfred Ndidi is more of a 6. Wilfred Ndidi is more of a 6 opposed to an 8 or a 10 or an advanced player. He can go up the pitch, but I think we need to go together. And that's what I was saying. Ruud van Nistelrooy is very, 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 very big on staying in position but moving as a unit. So it's like when they've got the ball, you corner the ball, or you corner the team in like a diagonal fashion to obviously to pressure them, and then have like a right back standing there just to mark the right winger on the opposite side, so you can cover yourself for the play. Hold on. Wilfred Ndidi has had one beside him to make one side in support on the other winger, so he wouldn't have to do too much. Exactly correct, and this is what I'm saying. I think it'll be nice. I do think it's nice that Wilfred Ndidi's got a partner. Instead of trying this idiotic trifecta, I can't even do a bloody triangle. That's how tired I am. There you go. A trifecta of obviously what Steve Cooper was trying to do. I don't like bashing Steve Cooper, but then I do, because then you actually put a competent manager in like we have today, and it just goes to show he was clearly out of his depth. So it's nice to see that Wilfred Ndidi is back to playing his position and at his best. Exactly correct. I said that earlier. It's nice to see that it's nice to see that there's been an impact made in such a short space of time, which means one thing, guys, and it is stupidly important, that the players believe in what Ruud van Nistelrooy is putting down. Ruud van Nistelrooy, and especially a win, like imagine being a player. You've got your first win under the new manager, a convincing win under the manager against a decent team. You know, West Ham are underperforming, in my opinion. Lopetegui is probably going to be sacked in the morning, which we're all singing it at the ground. But you know, they are underperforming. They've got Kudos, they've got Bowen, they've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they've got so many amazing players in their team. But again, I think it's the manager and the tactics, and they're just not getting through. So I think, you know, I do think that it's having the right manager, and I think we have the right manager for our team and for the players. Rennie, again, my personally positive is defender forwards if Daka scores more goals. No, genuinely, I think if Daka scores more goals, I've always said that if you score more goals, or you continue to go at the other team, it gets them gone, and they're not going to come try fighting back. You just put more and more. Was going at their defenders like a dog on eat, mate. He was going at them like crazy. And that's what really did it for me. I thought like he played really, really, really well. And I was happy to see him score. And he could have scored 2, but it was the angle that he'd received the ball. So it was an over kick pass, and he took the touch down, tried to obviously control it and have a shot, but the keeper had pressed him, so he wasn't able to get a shot away, which is not his fault. You know, he did as good as he could. But I really agree. I think Daka should score more goals now. His confidence is good. I'm happy that we agree. Like I say, I love football, guys. I absolutely love football. So I coach it, and I play it, and I watch it all the time. So hopefully I'm not completely stupid. Yeah, we wouldn't have won another game if Cooper was here until the end of the season. And I'm sorry, I know we won. Even if we'd have drew today, the performance was night and day. The effort was night and day. Even just recently. Do you know what? Genuinely, and I know this is going to sound stupid, if we'd have sat... Well, it won't sound stupid at all. I think this is actually really good. I feel if we'd have sacked Cooper in the... I can't get my words out, guys. I'm half asleep. If we'd have sacked Steve Cooper in the... Help me out, guys. If we'd have sacked Steve Cooper in the international break, and we'd have bought Ruud in, I think we would have stood a much, much, much better chance against Brentford. Thank you very much, Sean. Yeah, the international break. Honestly, mate, my head is gone. I haven't been drinking, I promise. But yeah, so I genuinely think that, you know, we would have done much, much better against like the other teams that we played. We might have been able to do a better job against Chelsea. We might have been, you know, I feel that Ruud van Nistelrooy coming in has had such a positive impact on our players, on our fans, on our club, and positivity breeds positivity. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice in that respect. I agree. Yeah, Samare was top class. I don't like bashing on Faz. I know he looks like a bit of a reject of Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. I get that, but I think in the Championship he was absolutely phenomenal. He puts his thing in, and I'm not saying that he's not a Premier League player. I just think when we were there with, I think it was the manager. Faz is one of those players that needs to be told what he's doing. He needs to be kept on that. You've got people next to you, and if I think Steve Cooper was just trying to say, you do what you want, we'll cover for this. Too much going on. Ruud van Nistelrooy is like, guys, we're playing a back four at the minute, and this person does that, this person does that. When we're attacking, these person do this, these persons do that. That's it, Wout Faz now knows what he is expected to do. He didn't look happy that he didn't start, but that's going to probably be a kick up his ass to say, look, you ain't a guaranteed starter, pal. Performances and effort in training are going to deter whether you start or play for this team. I don't think he did bad when he came on. He did one mistake that nearly led to a goal, but again, it's West Ham. Anyone could have made a mistake. If Vestergaard was on the pitch, he could have been the one to make the mistake. I just feel like because Faz has had a couple of games where he's not played very well under a crappy Steve Cooper, and the Dawson chap who's obviously helping Ruud out, I don't think it's fair to criticise him too much. Because, look at James Justin. James Justin, everyone was calling for James Justin's head because he was conceding so many goals, got so many goals down the right-hand side. Today, he's been pushed by one of their players. Mads Manson's fell on him, and he's completed the whole 90 minutes. He was an absolute soldier. He was amazing, So I think it's all down to the manager, guys. I've got to say, Rennie again. Top's decision was spot on to sack Cooper because Top don't want to go back to the Championship. I completely agree. If we go down to the Championship, guys, I won't mince any words. We're screwed, like genuinely screwed. The EFL will chuck the book at us because obviously we made them look like absolute muppets when we got away with not having to show them our books and stuff. We obviously sold Kiernan Dewsbury Hall to comply with PSR and all that sort of stuff before the deadline. So hopefully we don't go down, because I think if we do go down, we won't come straight back up and we might be circling in the Championship for a while. So hopefully, but I agree. Top grabbing this club by the scruff of the neck and doing what needed to be done was absolutely fantastic. LCFC Grey Fox, Forever a Fox has said, I heard Ruud wants Edouard out. I just think it's lack of opportunities for the bloke. He's a professional footballer. We had him in. Daka's back. Vardy's firing. I don't think we need Edouard there. We've got Jordan Ayew who can play as a striker. We've got Vardy. We've got Daka. And we can recall Tom Cannon anytime we want. That's it. So I do feel that Edouard to go would be amazing. Sean James, Edouard is going back to Palace, but no certified reports have been going back. I'd like him to go back, genuinely, just because not because I don't like the guy. We were linked with him when we signed Patson Daka when he was playing at Celtic, Edouard. It's not that I don't like him. I just feel like the loan is holding up because we can only have 2 loans. So we've got Buonanotte from Brighton. And obviously early termination would mean we'd probably have to pay something. I don't know what that is. Obviously, it's hard to say, but it just depends. Palace might not be happy with the amount of game time that he's had as well, because obviously it's they need to develop their striker, and obviously Palace are struggling a little bit. They did beat Ipswich today, but they're not like firing on all cylinders. So maybe they might want him back anyway. So it might be like they recall him, or we just agree unanimously, to send him back. Because I think another loan would be better used elsewhere, like a right winger or a defender, a right back with an option to buy if they do well or we stay up. Would you take that second-year kid from Japan? I've seen the links. I'd take him. Of course I would. At the end of the day, any young and up-and-coming talent, I'd take. Everyone. When we signed Bilal Al-Khanous, I told you guys I watch a lot of football. And Genk for me are an amazing team. I like watching Genk. We've signed Wilfred Ndidi from Genk, so I like watching a lot of foreign football anyway. So I've heard of Bilal Al-Khanous anyway before. Watched him play a few times for Genk, and I like watching all sorts of football. So yeah, any football I watch. So yeah, I don't watch the K-League. I think that's what it is in Japan. I don't watch that at all. But a young up-and-coming prospect I'm happy with. People said that Bilal Al-Khanous won't make it. He's not Premier League proven. Well, I'm sorry. Bilal Al-Khanous has absolutely spun Premier League proven players today all over the shop, as far as I'm concerned. So it just goes to show that being Premier League ready and playing in the Premier League before is not the be all and end all. It's the profile of the player and it's the manager in the team that you've got around you. And I think we've got a really good manager now, and the team seem to be firing on all cylinders again, which is really, really, really good. Keep getting involved in the chat, guys, if you want. Like I say, I'm more than happy to discuss the game and any topics that you want to discuss at the minute. Remember Daz Winks to come back. Do you know what? I'd completely forgot about Harry Winks. I think Winks would actually be very, very, very good alongside Wilfred Ndidi as a deep line playmaker, because he's got a very good. He's got a very good good pass on him. He's good on the ball as well, driving forward. So I think Winks would fit very, very, very well. And you know what? I genuinely forgot about Harry Winks, which is really bad considering he's such a good player for us. Am I dreaming that my team are back? Rennie, I am also dreaming with you. I also think that our team is back. I said to my father-in-law after the game when we were having a drink in the lounge afterwards, I said this is the first time all season, genuinely all season, that I've been ecstatic about after a game. And we've obviously won games before, but I mean, I'm ecstatic. The whole team just looked so good together. Everybody looked fantastic. So dead chuff for everybody. Yes, mate. I obviously meant the international break. Sorry, pal. I am absolutely, I'm tired, obviously. Question does, do you think playing Chelsea got Cooper the sack, or playing any team he still would have been sacked? In my honest opinion, I think any team. If we'd have played any team, I think the decision to sack Steve Cooper was made before the Chelsea game. I think that we were in contact with Ruud van Nistelrooy prior to that, because Ruud van Nistelrooy hinted that he'd spoken to Enzo Maresca for over half an hour at the Chelsea game, and Leicester got bought up. You're not going to bring up Leicester randomly unless you've heard something. So it's one of those things. Faz, David Luiz, but I think he'll be okay. It's one of them things. I think Faz will do well. I'll be honest. I think Faz will do well. Hopefully. He is a bit of an idiot, but he did okay today. He needs to do better for me to be back in there. I just hope that having Ruud van Nistelrooy on side will be enough for him to sort himself out, quite frankly. We are doomed if we do get relegated. I agree. Not too sure on that, Forever Fox. I genuinely don't know. I think if we did have to send him back, obviously the clubs, depending on who sends him back, or if Palace are unhappy with his game time, there might be no compensation. They might just have him back if we both agree that it's not working out for whatever reason. So they could recall him, or we could cancel it and send it back. I don't think it'd be a lot. Let's have a look. What was that? Bilal, great signing. I agree. I really do agree. Bilal played his skin out today. I did try and get his shirt signed, but I think he was having physio and being paparazzied by the press. Do I play FPL? You're gonna have to, Rennie. Can you sort out that FPL? I have no clue what FPL means. I'm stupid with abbreviations, so if you could put out what it means, yeah, not a clue. But I do play FIFA, and a couple of other games to do with football, but I'm not too sure what FPL is. I could be being stupid because I'm half cooked and I'm knackered. Fantasy Premier League. I do not play Fantasy Premier League, unfortunately. I need to get on it, but I'm busy as anything at the minute. But I might give it a go now you've said that, if I can join. Is it too late for me to start playing Fantasy Premier League or no? Let me know if I can start it or not. Ant, welcome to the chat, mate. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you in person as well, mate. It was nice. I did meet Ant face to face, which was nice. Been meaning to do that for a while. And Neil, I did meet Neil face to face as well, which was really kosher. While I was standing there freezing these off, trying to get a signature for Bilal. Everybody, if you're not already, subscribe to Ant's Leicester City fan channel. It's fantastic content, and obviously go on his show quite a bit. Yeah, we played United twice. Yeah, it's silly, man. It's silly. Faz is shite. I'm done with him. Do you know what? I just remember Faz as He was good in the Championship for us, and I feel he was decent in the Premier at times. I know he likes to be a bit of a prima donna and thinks he's better than he actually is. I agree with that. It's just one of those things. I just hope that Ruud van Nistelrooy can have a good positive impact on him like he has with James Justin. No, and I agree. I could just see that one down there, mate. Let me just get to that one. Fantasy Premier League. Okay, yeah. Let me know if I can still play it or if it's not, but I'll have a look. I play Football Manager. Okay, yeah. I think, is a new one out yet, or is it coming out in January? Because I think it was pushed back, weren't it? I was going to download it, but yeah, let me know on that one. I have Bilal and Vardy on my FPL. Well, if that means you've accumulated loads of points, fair play to you, mate, because that Bilal and Vardy, I said, and I think Ant can back me up on this, I have always said that there is a player in... Oh, I need to do this up. I'm sweating. I've always said that there's a player in Bilal El Khanous. Always. And I've always said that Daka will come good. And today, Bilal scored and assisted, Vardy scored, and Daka scored. So, Daz for president, I think. Evening, Ant, what a turnaround. Absolutely. Yeah, it was fantastic, mate. It was really, really good. Yes, Ant, yeah, I agree, mate. I must be honest. I do agree. I do think the attitude for Faz throwing his arms around reminds me of Bruno Fernandes a little bit of a prima donna. But it's one of those things. I think frustration manifests quite a bit, doesn't it? So if you're frustrated with how things are going, you're going to play a specific way. What I was saying to the guys before you popped in was Ruud van Nistelrooy is demanding that the players play a specific way. And I think the freedom for the back line has now gone. It's just instruction based. So, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm hoping that he can get the best out of Faz. If not, and he's still a prima donna little muppet, I'm trying not to swear, then he can go for me in January, because obviously, there's no room for that in the team. We need to have a unified team. And if he's not willing to play ball, I want him gone. But I'm hoping that he can turn it around, because, Vestergaard played really well as well. Choose your team this week. Thursday or Friday is the deadline to get your team in. I'll tell you what, when I've finished with this stream, guys, I'll have a look. I'll have a look at this thing, and if I can, I'll have a look. Yes, Chester. Do you know what, mate? Honestly, where I sit in the posh area, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Faz is coming on. Oh, brilliant!" And I'm sat there thinking, this is going to go one or two ways. And again, look, like I say, I don't want anyone to fail at Leicester City. I want people to revitalize their careers and have, really kick on and do really well. Because obviously it's going to impact the team and help us either going up the league, or if we do sell him in a year or two's time, we're going to get big bucks for him. So I'm happy for everyone to do everything. But I do think that he obviously he needs to work on himself. As Ant says, his attitude stinks. But apart from that, I think he's all right. I think he does put shifts in, and he does do well defensively at times. But I just think he needs to sort himself out a little bit. Let's have a look. I played an EFC 25. Mate, FC 25, I love it. Let me know in this live chat, guys, if you want me to start doing an FC 25 career mode playthrough of like a realistic rebuild with like Ruud van Nistelrooy setup and tactics, like tiki-taka football and everything else. If you want me to do that, I'll start doing recordings on YouTube, and I'll post them like every couple of days, and it'll be like a few seasons worth. So it might go on for a couple of months. But if that's something you guys are actually interested in seeing me do, let me know, and I'll start recording some FC 25 bits, and we'll do like a realistic Leicester City rebuild. If I was his number 2, shall we say? Daka worked his absolute, yeah. Absolutely, mate. Do you know what? For me, Patson Daka, right, where I, like you said, where I sit, mate, the row that I sit on is lovely. Got a lovely couple next to my father-in-law. Get on with them like a house on fire. And then there's 2 or 3 people that sit next to me that I always talk to. And we always have like a bit of an analysis sort of thing throughout the game. They know that I love Patson Daka because I rated Patson Daka when we signed him, obviously when he come off the season of 25 goals and 27 goals respectively at Salzburg. When we did, it was what was it? He scored 4 goals in Europe. Mental. Absolutely mental. So I'm so proud that Dak has come on after an injury as well. I was a bit worried to see what he was going to do. But yeah, I agree with you, mate. He worked his absolute lads off and he did really, really, really well on PS5. I've got a ridiculously expensive gaming PC, which I'm not proud of because I've took too much money into it. But I'll play on PC or Xbox or anything like that. So I can record it on loads of different ones. Rennie B, again, one question, Daz. So you want any Man United right winger on loan? I think they are talking to Amad Diallo at the moment for an extension on his contract, or like to re-sign a new contract with him. And I think that Ruben Amorim does rate him quite highly. I wouldn't take Antonet at all. I think he's an absolute. I think Faz would do a better job as a right winger than Anthony would, quite frankly. I think Anthony is just an absolute meme and I don't want anything to do with him. If Manchester United have got any other wingers in their academy or anything, then absolutely, yeah, I'm up for that. I think I do feel like a right winger would be good. It's just one of those things. I think Manchester United, it's a bit of a weird one. So obviously we don't want to be doing that. As soon as Rude went for experience in the back four, I felt at ease. Do you know what? I thought it was a very good, bold move to put Vestergaard in there because look, let's have it right. We all know Vestergaard can't run, right? We know he can't run as fast as other people, but he's a centre back. So as long as you cover yourself in front, like you've got your Wilfred Ndidi and your Buba Samare on, well, Samare obviously coming back, but Wilfred Ndidi should just be in front of the back four. It makes more sense to play Vestergaard because he's so confident, on the ball and spraying them passes forward and linking his play. You know, he plays from out the back and he links really good with Mads Manson. And Cody, can we talk about Connor Cody? Does anybody else think that Connor Cody played really well? I thought he played fantastic. Mate, I thought Connor Cody did really, 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 really well, considering he's not been a first-team player for God knows how long, even in the Championship. I thought he played really, really, really well today. In January. Do you know what? Yeah. Like I say, I think a loan in January would be good. I stick out like a sore thumb where, mate, I stick out like a sore thumb where I sit, mate. Honestly, it's an absolute joke. It's like, oh, cheerio, pip, young man. Oh, yes, I'd very much like to watch Leicester City play the old football. Oh, yes, proper football, 4-4-2. Like, they're all like posh as anything where I sit. But again, I stick out like a sore thumb. I was singing Sacked in the morning from after the first time we scored the goal after 2 minutes. I was shouting abuse at Lopetegui. It was great. And then where I sit, just to the right, is where all the execs sit from the away team. So you got all the hierarchy from West Ham fans like really upset. And then do you know when they shot and they thought the goal went in and they're all celebrating and the idiots started celebrating. Obviously the goal didn't go in. And I swear to God, I just turned around and I started going, way. And obviously no one can do it. Like no one else can do it. It's hilarious. You got all the other posh people sat next to me going, "Oh, what a little rebel!" And they're all sat there with like the scarves on and the bovril and all this lot. I'm sat there like walking like this, like trying to get to my seat and everything. It's quite funny. You'd love it, mate. You'd absolutely love it. Yeah, do it, Daz. I'm playing. Yeah, do it, Daz. I'm playing trying to keep the Super Foxes up. Well, I mean, to be fair, guys, if you want to see me do like an FC25 thing, I can do pre-recorded stuff on OBS software that I can use. So I'll tell you what, I'll start one tomorrow because obviously it's off 12 now. Thanks, guys, again for all the support. I know everybody keeps coming in and dropping in, guys. I really do appreciate the support on this live. It's really nice that everybody's getting involved in the chat. It means a lot to me. But yeah, I'll do that then, guys. I'll do some FC25 content, and like I say, even on the videos, even if they're just pre-recorded, like I've recorded them in advance. Get involved in the comments at the end of every episode. I'll ask a question like, who do you think we should sign? What position do you think we need to do? Just get involved with it, and obviously we'll make a massive thing out of it. I did one episode and gave up because I hate the game. Yeah, mate. Honestly, it's a love or hate relationship. It's one of them. I've just seen this one come in, guys. I'm not going to skip the queue, but I've just seen this one. Thanks, Forever a Fox. if it's grumpy old gits tonight. Oh, are you going to sleep now? Sorry, you're saying you won't see me tomorrow because it's grumpy old gits night. Elaborate on that for me. Back to Rennie B. Yeah, FC 25. Yeah, Leicester career mode. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to do like a Leicester City rebuild, whereas I'll obviously manage as Ruud van Nistelrooy and obviously set up in tiki-taka because obviously that's the way he likes to work in the little triangles, and we'll try and mimic what he's doing, but I'll make the signings that I think are realistic, or we'll make the signings that we think are realistic, and obviously then we can involve certain aspects of the game, like, right, we need a right back, we need this, we need that, we need the other. So we can work together as a community and obviously like try and get it going a bit. But if you play it and I don't have to, and I can enjoy it. Yeah, and again, like I said, mate, I'm happy to do it because I do like playing FC 25. I think it's quite fun to play. So I might try and do that, guys. You've sold me on it. Rennie B, rebuild. Yes, it will be a realistic rebuild. I won't just go sign bloody Kylian Mbappe or something in the second season. I will make it that. And I will play on a very hard difficulty as well to obviously make it really realistic. Not an FC 25 fan, but I wouldn't be against the content. Appreciate that, Sean. Like I say, I'll do anything. I am up for any, just before I read this comment, I am up for any suggestions in comments, guys. So I don't know if you've seen, I did upload a Premier League predictions video not that long ago. If you watched that and enjoyed that and you'd like to see it, send it over. Let me know if you'd like to see more of it. If you don't really like the Premier League predictions, don't really get onto that. That's fine. I'm very much fixated and focused on obviously what you guys enjoy and what you guys want to do, and I'm happy to do that. LCFC Grey Forever a Fox. Anthony Nope. There's no money on this earth that you could pay me or the club to have Anthony. Even if they offered to pay his wages, I wouldn't want him wasting a seat on our bench. I wouldn't want him to wear a Leicester City top. He's been an absolute flop for Manchester United, and I don't want him anywhere near our team. Nice to see you, Naheem. I hope I said that correct, Naheem. Sorry, I'm literally terrible at things. I'm dyslexic all over, so I do apologize. But hi, welcome to the channel, and nice to get back into the chat. I agree about Anthony. Absolutely dreadful player. He's horrific. He's an absolute horrific player. You seen that meme where he's like, he does like some weird thing with his eye because he thinks he's going to come on and make a difference at Man United, and he's just an absolute spoon and he can't do anything. Bit embarrassing, really, that they spent all that money on it, but whatever. Vestergaard can pass, and maybe it's a good partnership with Coda. I think at the minute it's good with a partnership with Cody because, like I said, where they play in front, it's 2 6s. So obviously the defenders are a lot more protected, and we've seen that today. There was a lot more protection. Yes, they did obviously get in because there's other professional footballers on the football pitch, but I think we did a really good job of keeping them out. We defended very well compared to the other time. We did fantastic. Shame they got a consolation goal, but you know it is what it is. Cody was good. Yep, I like the fact that Cody was really good. I was dead pleased for him to get a start. Sean, we're also not playing a high line where we're getting exposed as much. And that's exactly it, mate. We do play a medium block or a med block. So we don't have such a high line, but there's a bit of a gap now from where the back four are to create like a offside trap between them and Mads. And then we've got the 2 6s literally just in front of the back four, which means that they're not into our half so much. And if they try to get a ball over the top, they've obviously got to stay on side with our back line. So it's fantastic what Ruud van Nistelrooy has done. And playing the 4-4-2 is brilliant for that. I know. It's mental. Could you hear at the job centre with Steve? Do you know what, mate? I didn't hear at the job centre with Steve. I didn't hear that. I was literally screaming and shouting, "You're getting sacked in the morning." I didn't hear the one with Steve. But I did try to listen to the West Ham fans, and I couldn't understand a word they were saying. It was like, West Ham. I couldn't understand a word they were saying. I just heard something about Danny Dyer or something. And Al rubbish must you be. Obviously, they didn't say that. But Al rubbish must you be. You're only 2-0 up. And it's like, mate, you're losing. Shut up, you bunch of muppets. They were terrible, to be fair. I won't see you tomorrow. It's grumpy old Gits night. Yeah, I'm out with the lads tomorrow. Dad's falling over. Well, do you know what, mate? I hope you have a good time. I hope you have a good time. It's really, really, really good. You get to go out with the lads. It was nice. Play on elite difficulty. Yeah, I've I usually play on world class or legendary. So I might obviously do legendary just to give it a whirl, just to see how it goes. Like I say, it's all it was all one of those things, guys. So obviously it's nice to challenge yourself on FC. In career mode, you can start from where the live games are scheduled. Exactamundo. And that's what I'm going to do. So that's what we'll do. Well, I'll do that tomorrow. So then obviously it's in time for the Brighton game and we can set up obviously how Rude does. And obviously we can sort that out. That'd be really, really, really good. One question, Daz, who do you want in January? Specific players, I think, is extremely hard because we don't know, or I've not looked into it that much, where players would want to come because it's very hard to do really good business in January because usually it's fringe players that aren't getting game time that are open to a move in January. So obviously we need to either do a loan with an option to buy or a short-term loan or whatever to obviously get someone good. But I will say I like that Japanese lad that we've been linked to. He looks really good, promising aspect. Centre back is 100% one that I think we need. A right back, definitely, because obviously Ricky P's out and James Justin likes to play on the left a bit more. He's played there a bit. He did do a really good job today, so I'm not going to cast him out, but it's always good to have a little bit of a backup plan because if James Justin injured, we've got Chowdhury, who I think personally is much better as a central defensive midfielder or a centre back. I don't think he's that good at right back because he's not got the legs like other people. So I think right back, centre back, a right winger, and maybe bring Cannon back on loan. I don't know because Daka's firing very well. But if we send Edouard back, we definitely need to do that. And yes, I would take him and Dewsbury Hall alone. I've just seen that comment down there. He'll just spin around for 90 minutes. Do you know what? Anthony genuinely would just come on and just do that idiotic spin for the whole game. And again, I can't enough name. I think he's an absolute muppet. I genuinely do. I think he's an absolute muppet and he needs to stay away from everybody, quite frankly. Keep doing the match previews. Yeah, Sean, do you know what, mate? I think I will start. I will do the match previews. And I think, again, that will be... do you guys like doing the lives? So do you like me doing the lives or would you prefer me to do like a pre-recorded video and then I upload it to YouTube at a specific time? Because if you enjoy getting involved in the live commentary and in the chat and everything, let me know if you prefer that. And obviously I can do that a bit more. I might be able to bring Anton or Neil on or anybody else, obviously, who I'm Leicester City Down Under, Locks, all these other people that we can obviously bring on. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of live streams. So yeah, we'll do live streams then, guys. We'll do live streams for obviously main things. Then obviously that'll just get uploaded to the YouTube channel anyway, so that's fine. I might invest in this StreamYard upgrade then, just so I can obviously get the most out of it, which is fine. But yeah, thanks for letting me know that, guys. Yes, Potter was there. He was... What was it? Talk to me. My brain's just gone completely asleep again. It's not the alcohol, I promise. What I heard, Potter was there. Yeah, sorry, yeah. So he was there, but he was doing punditry. And I think it's an absolute joke that he was there. He's let us down loads of times. He was umming and ahhing about it. We've been linked to him. I don't want him at the stadium. I think he's an absolute muppet. Heske, get him a statue. I'll rate Heske. I love Heske. I think he's an absolute amazing player, quite frankly. But yeah, Potter was there, unfortunately. And what an idiot he is. Don't want to listen to a word he's got to say. Ruud van Nistelrooy has just proved to me and every other Leicester fan that's watched that game that he's the right man for the job and the right man to take us forward. If a man that's had 2 training sessions and one was a Sunday work down had that much effect, I think it's an absolutely amazing. Can't understand bubbles they have. Yeah, do you know what? I will admit that I do like the fact that they've got the the bubbles at the home stadium. I think we need to maybe do something a bit more. We need to do something a bit more like that. But yeah, I don't like West Ham fans in the videos. We haven't really been linked with anyone yet. Yeah, do you know what? I think that'll start coming soon. I do think that will start coming soon as we get close to the January transfer window. So like back end of December, that's when we'll start getting linked with people. I think it's a little bit too early at the moment. PSV have some good ones. Do you know what? I agree. I think PSV have got, and the thing is as well, Ruud van Nistelrooy, he managed the youth team in PSV before he went to do the other team. So he's obviously got a good relationship with a lot of people there, and with him doing well in the Premier League, and obviously the person that Ruud van Nistelrooy is, I think he'll have a lot of pull, especially from places that he's been. PSV, I think, would be amazing for us to get some players out there. They've had like Cody Gakpo, they've had Xabi Simons, they've had monster players. I think he was talking about maybe a centre back or a right back there, but I'm not too sure. I would love to have Kiernan Dewsbury Hall back at the King Power Stadium. I don't care how it happens. I'd just love to have him back in January. Potter was doing punditry. Yes, yeah, mate. Yeah, he was. He was doing punditry today. I don't like the fact that he was in the King Power Stadium. I think he's an absolute worm. But there we go. He's screwed us up. Yeah, I agree. In January, I really hope that would be good. And yeah, lives again. Yeah, so another one for lives. Yeah, like I say, guys, I don't mind doing lives. It's obviously just what sort of time. So do you want me to do like evening lives or like later on, like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock? I need to know like times and stuff. I might put a poll somewhere or like write some on my YouTube channel to people and see if people comment on it. But if you guys can let me know now what you prefer, if you prefer me to do like afternoon lives or whatever else, because I can do the lives like the day before. And if I don't go to a Leicester City game, we could do a live watch along if you like that idea as well. Because I do go to most games, but some games I don't get to go to. So get in the comments, guys, and let me know if you would like me to do and what sort of times you'd like me to do as well. Because I know there's a fair few people active in the chat at the minute, and it is nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. Evening live stream. Okay, I'm in Canada, so I guess that's evening your time. Okay, so at the minute it's 20 to 1 in the morning, so there's no way that I'm going to be doing this at 20 to 1 in the morning every day or every time I do it. But I think, yeah, evening might work better for us. I can't do watch-alongs. Okay, mate, you can't do watch-alongs, right? Okay, that's fine, no worries. Yeah, like I say, I think it's just me trying to expand what I can do, but I'm open to do loads of things, guys. So let me know. Great to see all this LCFC content. Absolutely, mate. I agree. I mean, like, I've always wanted to do YouTube, and I've always wanted to obviously be involved with Leicester City in some respect because I'm such an massive fan of Leicester and football in general. So yeah, the fact that I've got this much following and stuff, and you guys are involved, I really appreciate it. Considering I've only been doing it for a month or so. Okay, another one for live. That's really good. I'm mod that's for Chris watch along. Oh, okay, mate. Yeah, no, that's fine, mate. I appreciate that. That's fair enough, mate. Obviously, if you've got like other bits and bobs, that's fine. But obviously, you can get involved, like you say, like now in other lives and match reactions and me doing like maybe like a pre-match or something like that. That'd be really good. Live streams. Okay, another one for live streams. I can't do lives. I'm mod for Leicester till I die. Again, yeah, like I say, mate, fair enough. I think, like you say, it's decent. If you can't do watch along, fan cams post match are good too. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, I agree. Like now, this is the first time I've ever done a post match. I think I might do both, guys. I mean, it doesn't matter how much content I put out. I think I want to put loads of content out anyway. So. I think the only thing that I will do pre-recorded will be the Premier League predictions. Obviously, I've missed it for this week because I've just had other things to do and it's a bit frustrating. But the main things I'll do live would probably be like a match preview. So I will be doing one for Brighton. I'll do a match preview. We'll go over there. We'll guess the squad together. That'll be evening in the UK time. So probably about 6, 7 o'clock, maybe just after 7 o'clock at night, which I think would be a good time to do it. And then obviously I'll do maybe post matches. I'll do transfer updates if there's anything. I'll do as much as I can live if you guys do prefer that, which it looks like is a resounding yes, that everyone does prefer that. I mean, Heskey, mate. Heskey's an absolute legend of the club, and I love him to bits. I really, really, really do. Potter was open to be West Ham manager. I don't know yet. Do you know what? If he's open to West Ham managing West Ham United, I can kind of see that, because obviously whatever it was that stopped him coming in the summer for us, it might have been like the points deduction or the fact that he doesn't agree with how the club's ran. Like, you know, maybe he doesn't like Rudkin. Don't think anyone likes Rudkin, but you know, maybe he wanted too much, and obviously maybe West Ham, he feels like a bit of a better ran club internally. I don't know. I obviously wasn't there, but yeah, Potter's fobbed us off for the last time for me, and I'm glad that Top didn't even entertain the fact of giving him a chance this time round, because he's an absolute muppet in my eyes. Heskey started his career at Highfield Rangers. Really? Do you know what? I didn't actually know that. Huh. But I mean, come on, man. Heskey for Leicester City just. Do you know what? Who else I rate as well? That was around that era. Muzzy is it, mate? Absolute monster of a player. I rate Muzzy is it so much. I really do like Muzzy is it. I bet he's waiting for the West Ham job. Do you know what? I think he is waiting for the West Ham job. West Ham or Wolves or someone like that that's not going to be in a relegation fight. But the funny thing is, genuinely, that we're only 2 points behind West Ham now. So, you know, we start picking up a bit of form, West Ham could be in trouble. You know, especially if they keep Lopetegui. If Lopetegui keeps his job for a couple more games, it's mental. It's absolutely mental what could happen. Football's so crazy. You know, we've gone a bit of a winning streak, or like say we draw with Brighton, or we actually beat Brighton because it's at home again. You know, say if we do beat them, you know, we can start progressing towards like 13th, 12th, and all that sort of stuff. So, like I say, never write anybody off. It's mental. But yeah, if he gets to the West Ham job, I'm not that bothered. I just want to see him fail because I think he's an idiot and I think he's full of himself personally. We should bring back KDH on loan in January. I agree. I do agree. I think Kiernan Dewsbury Hall is a phenomenal player who was pivotal for us in the Championship, and it'd be nice to see him try and prove himself in the Premier League. I think he deserves that in a Leicester City shirt. And if we do get him back in January, I want an option to buy if we stay up. Not an obligation to buy, option to buy. So based on his performances, based on this, based on that, so many different variables, I would like that option in the loan. Not an obligation, an option. Some guy from PSV. Genuinely, that name escapes me. It might be because it's 1:45 in the morning, but I will have a look at that. I'm always interested in some young up and coming talents. I'm in Canada, so I guess that's evening your time. Genuinely, bud, I have no clue about times at this point. All I know is it's 1:45 in the morning, and I'm literally struggling to keep my eyes open. But I like being and talking to you guys about football and our team. Evening live stream again, 7 p.m. Yeah, do you know what I was thinking? About 6, 7, maybe 8 o'clock at the latest. Then we can do like an hour and a bit's worth of a live stream. Everybody can get it off the chest. We can talk football, talk all this. That sounds good to me. Can't do watch-alongs. I'm presuming that's the same reason as the one a couple of ones below, which means that obviously just because you mod for him, which is understandable, mate. Like I say, happy for you to be involved in the chat as and when you can, mate. Really do appreciate you obviously coming on and getting involved and subscribing and obviously giving your take on things. It's always nice to talk to people in the community, mate. So come on whenever you can, mate, and obviously getting comments. That's really appreciated. I live in Leicester. Yeah, same. Yeah, I live in Leicester as well. Up the Leicester. Yeah. So as I was saying, yeah. So you obviously mod. That's fine, and you are enjoying it. Good. Well, that's the thing. That's why I want to do this. Like, you know, I want to let people enjoy the football side of things, and you know, get behind the lads. And I think that's really good. I will ask a question in a minute, guys. I've got a song in the jungle. We're the Foxes, the mighty Foxes. We're the biggest in the East Midlands. We win, we draw, or we lose. In Rude, we trust. Rude ball. Do you know what, mate? I don't know if you were at the game or if you weren't at the game, if you watched it on TV, but at the end, it was like a unified. It almost sounded like people were booing, and we weren't booing. It was like rude, but it was like echoed around the ground, and it sounded absolutely amazing. And the fact that he walked around the stadium and clapped all the fans, shook everybody's hand, the care and compassion, considering he's only been here for a couple of days, is amazing to see. So look, I think he's going to be given as much time as he needs, quite frankly. Yeah, Daz and Dion Dublin played for. Mate, you've got much more ball knowledge than I have, mate, for you to be pulling facts like that out. Fair play to you for it, mate. I like that. There's also 10 points between us and 5th. Yes. I'm not saying it's impossible, and I'm not even saying that we're going to go on this amazing run because we've got Ruud van Nistelrooy. But I was saying to my father-in-law after the game over a drink, letting the traffic die down, it was like we now have got all this momentum being built up from just that one game was night and day difference. I think everybody in here, will agree that that game was night and day difference. It was like Brentford who, and just having Ruud van Nistelrooy for that one game has absolutely changed everything and my perception and how things are going to go in the future. So, look, I'm saying, 10 points between us and 5th. If we get a couple of wins strung together, which I don't think is going to be easy because, hold on, guys, let me just bring something up here. Hopefully that's not ruined everything. I hope you can still see me. I don't know how to share screens yet, guys, so please don't shout at me. I'm not the smartest cookie on the block when it comes to this sort of thing, but I will research and get better. Let's have a look. Okay, let me try and do this. Present, share screen. Oh my God, what's going on here? Share. I've done it. Very nice. Okay, see, I'm not that stupid. Let me know, guys. Can you actually see that? Because it looks ridiculously, blotted out. If that's the case, let me zoom. Oh, there we go. Look. See. Tactician boys and girls. Right. So let's have a look at our coming up games then. So it's small. Is that better, Sean? Can you see it now? Is that a little bit better? Anyone comment in the chat? Is that better for everybody? Better now. Cool. Sam. Right. So we've just smashed West Ham. Sorry, I couldn't resist. So we've just smashed West Ham 3-1. We've got Brighton at home next, which I feel better for. But again, Brighton are a good team. But if we go on here and we go to Brighton's last few games, they did draw 1-1 with Southampton at home. Now, I'm not mugging Southampton off. I think Southampton have played very well. I think they've just been rather unlucky. Brighton haven't put in absolutely convincing performances if we look through it, guys. So Brighton have done 2-2 with Wolves. They've drew with Southampton while being at home for Wolves and Southampton, quite frankly. So, and they drew with Forest, they drew with Arsenal, they drew with bloody Ipswich 0-0. I fancy us to get something out of this game. And if we don't, we don't. I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. It's one of them. But I would expect us to get something out of it. I agree. They definitely did shoot themselves in the foot. So we've got Brighton at the weekend. That's really good. I have forgotten about the Buonanotte. That's really upsetting about that. But that does give other people maybe a run in, which is fine. We're all up for that. Squad depth is massively important. I think El Canouse, hot take. I don't know if you guys agree. This is just my opinion from actually being at the game and watching it live and my take on things. I think Bilal El Canouse today outplayed Buonanotte. Not saying that, because the only reason I'm saying that is because Bilal El Canouse is our player. He's our player. So we can develop him. We can do this. Brighton value this kid at £60 million, and we obviously ain't going to be able to afford that. No love, no money. And we're not going to break our transfer record for a 19-year-old Argentinian. So, but based on performances today, I'd say that actually Bilal Al-Khanous played better than Buonanotte did. But again, that's just my opinion. Let me know if you agree with that quickly. But yeah, so sorry, guys. So Brighton at home, I expect us maybe to get something. Newcastle, it is away from home, but again, I think the way that Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to drill the players and everything, I think it's definitely something that we can get something out, which is really good. I'm happy with that. Leicester versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. I've got to say, guys, I back us to get something at Wolves. Now we've not got Gremlin Cooper in charge anymore. I think with having Ruud van Nistelrooy, I feel better. So let's just, we obviously know about Liverpool and Man City are going to be tough games. I don't care about them. Take care, Rennie B. Sorry that you guys shoot off. I do appreciate it. It's 5:20 in the morning. Like I say, I'll be ending it soon anyway, but thanks. And hopefully you pop in tomorrow when we're trying to do a couple of other bits. I might do the Brighton stuff and stuff like that, but take care. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, so like I say, guys, Brighton for me, I think is a winnable game. Newcastle is probably a winnable game, and Wolverhampton is definitely a winnable game. So if we get a couple of results out of those 3 games, and that's puts us in really good stead to keep the pressure on like Ipswich and everybody else down there. Wolves is a pivotal game. We beat Wolves, we push them back down, and we give us a 3-point gap on obviously what they managed to do in the remaining 2 games. Liverpool and Man City, I'm not going to talk about and anything down here. I think that's a bit silly. But yeah, I think the next 3 games, guys, we can definitely get something out of. So I think that's definitely worthwhile there. So we'll jump straight back into the chat. Guys, can I just say I'm so appreciative that everyone's getting involved in the chat this late this early in the morning, should I say. Sangari's at Forest now, unless they have another one there. Again, I genuinely don't know. Yeah, does same as. Okay, no, yeah, that's sound. I appreciate that. Like I said before, mate, if you can get in any lives or comment on anything, just continue doing what you're doing, mate. I appreciate it. I used to live in Braunston. Mate, I've lived everywhere. Braunston, New Parks, Ayers Monsell, everywhere. I don't live there now. I live out in the sticks at the minute. I live near Narborough at the minute, in a little village near Narborough, so that's quite nice. Yeah, we heard they were chanting Ruud immediately. Mate, literally, it was amazing. It was so nice because I feel like during Steve Cooper's tenure, no one really celebrated Super Cooper or anything like that. It was more like, this is embarrassing, and Cooper sort it out. So, for the fact that there was chanting Ruud and there was a togetherness straight away, and it was really nice. It was such a cherry on top of the cake moment. Dion Dublin is from Braunston. I did not know that. Your ball knowledge is mental compared to mine, mate. It is Brighton next game. Yeah, it is, Rennie. Yeah, so Brighton, a winnable game for us, I feel, or even not a winnable game, just to get a point out of it. I think we'll give them a good go. It is at the King Power. We've won at the King Power now, convincingly against a West Ham team that did beat Newcastle 2-0, and obviously Brighton drew their last game, if memory serves, from 2 minutes ago. So that's something. Yep, Sunday kickoff, which is nice. That's fantastic. I think it will be a tough game. I don't think there's any easy games in the Premier League. I think it's more down to how you set up and the sort of stuff. But you got to remember now, we've got the longest recovery time between games. So we've played tonight, and we now don't play till Sunday, whereas other teams will be playing tomorrow and then they play Saturday. So we've got like an extra day's worth of rest, and any extra time that Ruud van Nistelrooy gets with this team is going to be amazing. It's small. It's small. Do you know what? I'm so stupid. I can't remember what that was. Sorry, mate. Yes. Oh, sorry. It's small. Yeah, the window. Yeah, no. Sorry about that. Better now. Good. Saints did definitely shoot themselves in the foot on that one, unfortunately. Brighton are up and down. I don't think they're majorly concerned if they don't win or on Sunday. No, I agree. But then, the manager's quite young. So I think, obviously, he maybe see Leicester as a team that's just been promoted and maybe wants to get a result out of. Danny Welbeck is one for them to watch out for, and Evan Ferguson. And as Neem says here, no Buonanotte because of the loan spell. So obviously that's quite important. We don't know if that is the case, but we'll see. Newcastle definitely a game that we could win. I agree, Sean. I agree with that massively. I think we definitely could win. It's just one of those things. I just think the more time that goes on, the better the team's going to be under Ruud, because he's going to get his ideas across better. The guys are going to be more in tune with things. They'll know the roles and responsibilities better. He did. Buonanotte was poor today. Bilal was very good. Yeah, like I say, on Buonanotte, I don't know. He wasn't great. I don't know if I'd say he was poor. He definitely, Bilal El-Khanous definitely shone today, and Buonanotte was definitely like one of those. We could have done better. I'll agree with you on that. Definitely could have done better. Yeah, he was brilliant. Bilal was amazing. Rennie B's gone now, but yeah, like I say, really appreciate that. Later. Hey, the invincible Monsul. Mate, I lived on the Monsul for years. I practically, all my teenage years was on the Monsul. So from like 11 till 18, 19 was on the Monsul. So yeah, pretty good. But yeah, so guys, any more points we want to discuss while we're on? I want to just give a bit of a synopsis while we're waiting for any more comments to obviously bring anything up. I have just seen one here. Welbeck hasn't been good since his back injury. Ferguson shocking too. João Pedro is their biggest threat right now. Fair comment. Does Mitoma? I think it is Mitoma. Is it Mitoma? I don't know. I think Mitoma plays for him, but I don't think he's been firing either, quite frankly. So, yeah, I do think he's definitely Welbeck is definitely one to watch. I'm off before I wake up the missus later. All really appreciate you coming in, mate. Thank you very much. Take care, and like I say, I'll probably do another live tomorrow. I'll probably start on the FIFA thing tomorrow, so I'll try and upload that in the next couple of days. But yeah, appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Take care. Yeah, like I say, guys, so I'll do a general synopsis of obviously everything that we've spoken about and what I thought about the game as a whole. If there's any more comments and stuff, I will read them, but probably going to look at ending the stream in the next 3 or 4 or 5 minutes or so. So get your comments and everything in, and a couple of talking points, and we'll obviously smash out them. But talking about the game, so I think it was the first time I can honestly say that we had a full 90-minute performance and we actually deserved to win. I really thought that we deserved to win this game. Now, I'm very pleased with how Ruud van Nistelrooy set the team up, the players he put out, the formation he did, the tactics that he had, the instructions that he was given, these substitutions. I think they all made an impact. I don't think one player genuinely, there was mistakes, a couple of mistakes. There will be mistakes in football. You're not going to have a perfect game. This is the real world. But I think genuinely everybody that came on made an impact and it did something positive to the game. Deco-Dova-Reid was running out of his skin. Patson Daka was running out of his skin, scored a goal, did really well. Bilal El-Khanous was phenomenal with his link-up play. One man of the match. That was amazing for a young lad to do stuff like that. 3 chances to create, assist and a goal at the age of 20 years old. Mental, mate. Vard's on the score sheet again, and obviously Pat's Daka was really nice, which was nice. It's really, 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 really good to see that the guys are clearly believing in Ruud van Nistelrooy. I'm talking about the players. Obviously, we know the controversy that happened in Copenhagen, so it's nice to see that the guys are the guys are kind of taking on board what he's saying and following it to a T. I was very, very, very impressed with that. Overall, guys, an amazing win, massive 3 points, does push us up the table, and obviously results tomorrow will obviously dictate where we are in the Premier League table as of tomorrow. So yeah, very, very, very excited to obviously see what comes of it. But for Ruud van Nistelrooy's first game, I'm very, very, very impressed, and I'm very happy. And I will repeat myself. I think Top deserves massive props for getting Steve Cooper out when he did, and appointing Ruud van Nistelrooy. And I hope to God that we back him in the January transfer window, and we obviously help him get some staffing that he wants to utilize. Just going to go through these now. So yeah, cheers, Gray. Yeah, like I say, guys, I appreciate everybody that's been in the chat. It's 1 o'clock in the morning in the UK, so it's mental that we've had as many people in the chat as we have had. So really, really, really appreciate that, guys. People still believe we have a poor set piece record in this season, at least. It's weird, isn't it? Because I wouldn't say we've been amazing with the set pieces, but I wouldn't say we've been bad either. I think it's kind of a mixed bag. And I know, obviously, we got the set piece coach from Norwich, I believe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sean. You might be able to tell me or not. I think it was from Norwich. And I was impressed with what he was doing a few times. I think we definitely could be better on our set pieces, but I don't think we're terrible. Maybe just be a bit more clinical with the set pieces. Maybe. There you go. Yeah. Andy Hughes from Norwich. Yeah. So like I say, I think we've got a good set piece coach, and the fact that the club have kept the set piece coach says a lot. And it was nice to see him on the touchline as well when they were having corners. Obviously, we were battering them away. People were there. They obviously pushed Mads Hermansen over and they fouled Mads Hermansen in the box. And obviously they then scored, but then obviously it was like waved away quite quickly, which quite frankly, it needed to be waved away quite quickly because it was never a fair goal. Because obviously they definitely fouled him in the box there. So, like I say, I think it's good that we've got set pieces. Attacking wise, sorry, Sean, I was talking about attacking set pieces. We could probably do a little bit better for me. But defensively, I think we've done very well at defending from corners overall. And especially that game back then. Again, I think that's probably just because people were a bit more confident in what they were doing. Excuse me. Under Ruud, I think they were much more convinced in what they were doing. But I think if that's it, guys, I'm gonna call the stream there. I am absolutely clocked. I'm so tired. But look, it was an amazing day, amazing result, amazing evening, I should say. Amazing result for the lads. 3 points on the board. Couldn't be happier. So I really appreciate everybody being involved in the chat, guys. If you've not already, leave a like on the stream, comment on the video, whatever you want to do. Thanks for all your feedback on everything on what we're going to do going forward. And yeah, I'll catch everybody hopefully tomorrow if I can. If not, I'll be recording the Leicester City takeover. I'll probably do like an hour's worth of recording per episode, see where we get to. And yeah, let me know. See you in a bit, guys. Thanks. Having a coughing fit here. Cheers, Sean. It's still...